So I want to start off by saying thank you to anybody who has been working behind the scenes to try to help me and or my friends, family, my community. I thank you, and I want to say God bless for real. Um, Also, I know that everybody is multifaceted. Nobody is one way, and I also understand that sometimes you'll get a certain reaction from certain types of people based on your experience with them, or things that you might have said like in passing. And I bring this up because it is too easy for people to get the wrong idea about you or a misconception about you. It's just too easy. And I don't know if it's a clairvoyant thing that I'm dealing with, but sometimes I don't have to be in the same room and I could feel certain conversations. Like I could feel a shift in energy. Um, like I've been having so many doctor's appointments, running around. I already explained my ledger and my invoices don't be right. Um, so I don't even really know how long I'm gonna be here, to be honest with you. Health problems, looking for doctors, trying to keep this together. Like it's been grueling. You know what I'm saying? It's been grueling, and I feel that energy. I feel an energetic shift. What I'm referring to is, and not being in a room is like I'm in my apartment all the way in Newark, New Jersey, but I could feel people having meetings about my life and whether or not my life matters or not. And then it's little anecdotal signs too, like the noise pollution is bad because I guess overcharging me is not enough. So it's the noise pollution has come back. Um, Something else came back to my door. I didn't open my door, and in a way, it's like on one hand, it takes away the fear once you realize that certain people are gonna hate you as long as you got air in your lungs, and even after you're long gone, they're gonna hate you. They're gonna have a problem with you, and so they might feel like your life belongs to them, and it's just something that you're gonna have to like remember, and you're gonna have to figure out how to deal with that and how to navigate that. So after a while, it's like it takes away the fear. Um, but at the same time, it's also like I'm feeling like on the other hand, there are still people that like really wanted to go to bat for me or have tried. And the reason I say so is because on one hand, I got people that want me to lose everything, and including where I stay. And to be honest with you, if I have nowhere to live, I'm as good as dead anyway. They are literally changing laws, and it's hard to feel like some of these laws are not specifically targeted towards me. Like, for example, they don't even want you to go outside with a tent, a sleeping tent, like like a camping tent in certain places, unless it's like specifically designated for you to be there with that tent, or they could just come and snatch you up. Maybe I'm tripping, and maybe it's not just certain things being specifically created, and some people want me going that bad. Maybe. And I wanted to chill, and I wanted to be a bum, and mind my business and fall back into the shadows, but they're not allowing me. Like when you're trying to get everything that the people around me are giving me and some, like you want every penny that they're giving me and some, I can't sustain. I cannot sustain like that. And again, if I have nowhere to go, I'm as good as dead anyway. I kind of had, there were some writings on the walls. Certain people I know, something weird happened with their living situation. Something didn't get renewed a while back. And I'm like, I thought about it back then. I said, wait a minute, they collecting money from a government organization on this individual's behalf for their living arrangements, but they didn't let them, sign a paperwork for the lease. That's interesting. But then again, it just make it a lot easier for them to do what they gotta do if somebody that they don't like shows up. I be clocking certain things miles away, and I be hoping I'm wrong, but I don't think so. So that's going on, and it's like I do feel like there's people really trying to help me and pull me up, but I got these group of demonic people, and some of them also forgot that, hey, even if you don't like me, I still have a right to enjoy music, TV shows, books, movies, stand-up comedy performances, audiobooks, and video games. And the majority of these are the ones who are of African descent. Their frustration is really with somebody else. It's really with people that don't look like me, but it's just easier for them to take it out on me. It's easy for them to take it out on me. Every now and then, it's like they do this little dance, and I'll get a break for a few days, and then they'll come back. Some of them feel like because once upon a time I used to be a fan, they have a right to be a part of my targeting. Basically, they never come out and say it, but this is what's happening. It's not just people who are not black that hate black people or that hate black women. It's not just that. They never come out and have the guts to admit, like, yeah, I'm a part of your targeting. But I can almost pinpoint who it is. I'm just not going to come out here and say it for legal purposes. So there's that going on. So it's like, it's wild because, but they do say that when you're about to make a certain breakthrough, expect like things to get really real. Like expect people that already can't stand you or that already hate you, or to act up. Expect them to act a fool. Expect a lot of wild stuff to fly because you're trying to elevate. Yeah, so on one hand, I'm fighting for this, I'm fighting for that, I'm fighting to have a roof over my head. On the other hand, like there are some positive things in motion as I speak. I don't even want to be here anymore, but also too, like I know that, I mean, I still got the same landlord, I still got the same whatever. I still got many of the same neighbors. So it's like, yeah, it's not even really safe for me to be here. But now a lot of things are starting to make sense that I'm trying to get, I'm trying to find a way to like defend myself. A lot of things about, my money going missing and the noise upstairs is starting to make sense. I don't want to say my money is probably upstairs, but hey, I don't know. People are tight and they're connected. And while I wasn't looking for people to target me and physically assault me the other day when I got really, really angry and frustrated, when I said, listen, why don't you just delete me out in the open in broad daylight? Delete me out in the open in broad daylight. In broad daylight. Delete me out in the open in broad daylight. Let's just get it over with. There's been some people who have a history of being an activist or outspoken, and Big Brother couldn't stand them, and they died like a rat behind bars. And I told people that were, stalking me and trying to intimidate, some of them even had children. All right, then delete me real quick. Take your time and hurry up outside and get this over with. So while I'm not while I wasn't looking for problems with people, the problems was following me around on foot and by car. You could do that real quick instead of this tit for tat game that we keep playing. You could get me over real quick. Because as far as self defense is concerned, I absolutely would get people over real quick if I had a way, a practical way. But it's kind of hard when you are literally doing things to better yourself. You are in the process of finally certain things opening up for you, and you trying to like ignore the hate, even though sometimes it gets overwhelming. You're trying to take advantage of the positive things. You're trying to pray. I even had certain people from the church hit me up and pray with me, and they wanted to know like what's been going on with me. It's been a lot. This endometriosis is grueling, especially during that time of the month. But because I'm supposed to be having surgeries and stuff, I've been back and forth to the doctor's office, and I've been trying to see what I can do to hold on to my shelter, to my crib. I've been running around doing these things and looking for other doctors in network. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot going on around here. But I do feel like Black people in particular, we're in interesting times because we're in a scenario where people can start arguments with us and get slick with us, and Big Brother will grant them a hate crime if we clap back. If we clap back, they get a hate crime bill for coming and jumping at somebody else, and being rude and nasty. And basically hating on a beautiful Black woman. And this is just one of a myriad of examples. Or certain people that hate Black women and was, talking about it on YouTube, going to other platforms, including platforms that are not necessarily social media platforms, like, even adult entertainment sites, and making jokes about what they want to do to certain, adult entertainers who happen to be Black and female, like how they want to, intentionally give them something incurable or be sexually aggressive or whatever. It's like, and I support certain things that people on the right have going on, but I feel like they take it overboard. You don't like a book or a song, you want to ban the artist, or you want to ban the book or the music. You don't. You people are complaining or have been complaining. Like, look, certain people have a bad history of disrespecting Black women and being threatening and menacing, even to public figures, celebrities, and even adult film entertainers, leaving messed up comments. You want to ban the platform. You want to ban porn instead of addressing the issue that those guys shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. Regardless of how people feel about me, even though the disrespect and the threats was going on way before I added my 2 cents, not realizing how deep the sugar honey iced tea really was. So yeah, I've been trying to like pray and stay out the way, and when I get really frustrated or nervous, or I just have a really, really rough day with too many of these individuals following me around, and do I ever get tempted to go back to the Black candle? Listen, I'm a human being. I haven't done it. I have not done it, but the temptation sometimes is there. Again, I'm not a fan of physical pain and things like that and being stressed out every day, but there's a lot of things I'm not afraid of anymore at this point. It's just interesting. I don't know who I ticked off, but yeah, even an exterminator came back to my apartment today. Something that hasn't happened in a long time. So I guess somebody recently reconvened and had a big meeting like, yeah, she's the problem. Being broke, disabled, overweight in your house. That's the problem for certain people that have gotten away with a lot of stuff that a regular person that's poor, it's no way. They probably would have got the death penalty depending upon what state they live in. But yeah, I'm trying to focus on the positive things that are happening. But it's like for everything positive that happens, they hit me with some BS around here. For everything positive that's going on, here they go. So sometimes I don't know what to think about the signs coming from the universe. Speaking of, like, there's been times where I've defended different types of people, not just black people, not just black females. I've defended poor white people against police brutality. You never hear about it though. Certain white females, was dealing with domestic violence because I kind of know what it's like, even though nobody cares, especially in my community. I'm not pretty enough. I'm too dark, and now I apparently I have no credibility. But low key and high key, I know what the DV is like. These are the conversations you don't hear. I've even defended, certain women of Asian descent who was harassed or threatened or found murdered, usually it was like usually intimate partner violence that resulted in the most extreme type of domestic violence. You never hear about that. You never hear about the poor white people that I defended who was brutalized by police. You only hear about my reactions and how I'm an evil person. So I'm not being braggadocious. It's just every now and then I feel like I have to remind people. I have to take the wheel of, you know what I'm saying? Because I have not always been respectful. And just like people have not always been respectful towards me and other black women. I've just been trying to survive. And the more and more I think about living and surviving, well, I feel like I've been trying to survive ever since my community took my father away from me. Ever since this community murdered my father, I've been trying to survive. Even though I'm not no superwoman. I think that's a song. Boy, I'm only human. I'm not no superwoman. I'm only human. But yeah, sometimes you could feel a lot of conversations and people, meeting in certain rooms without actually being there. Also, it's a certain celebrity blog page that be letting me know about these conversations. They have very subtle, esoteric ways to let me know, like, when things are shifting, either in favor or out of favor for me. And when people are, again, talking about putting me on a chopping block. And the irony is, some of them are, listen, if you know, you know, some of these famous people that want my head on a silver platter, you know what I'm saying? It's a shame with I get, well, a better way of what I'm trying to say is money talks and domestic terrorism walks. It's all about how much you got. It's all about how much you got. Ain't no such thing as real justice in this country. A lot of people that are leaders are criminals. A lot of them got a inappropriate thing with minors going on. A lot of, important individuals can be paid off for the right price. I'm poor over here, so I can't pay people to turn a blind eye or turn the other cheek. Let's just say if I intentionally set people up to die. I intentionally set people up to die, to whatever. A lot of times money talks and domestic terrorism walks. And it's been a whole lot of it's been a whole lot of that walking. But I can always tell when they done all got together and had a conversation about me or whatever. Shady Room be letting me know they don't miss a beat. They don't miss a beat. Everybody forgot that I have a right to be a fan. Literally, everybody forgot. There were times where I felt like me and my family was getting harassed watching stuff in my own apartment, which is a little different from sitting in the security booth. Because how do you tell somebody, hey, you can't watch that TV show? You don't have a right to play that video game or play that song. You can't tell people that they don't have a right to in their house to play a video game, to watch movies or TV shows or play audiobooks or to play certain. So you can't really say that. But there's a lot of celebrities that look like me. They ain't trying to hear that shit. Excuse me, they ain't trying to hear nothing. They ain't trying to hear nothing. And certain people that, was also ironic. Certain people who used to work with me kind of had an idea that something was going on before I did, for everybody to be giving him all this empathy and sympathy. As far as as far as my theory, because that's what it is. Educated guess that maybe, Big Brother took an inappropriate interest in certain people who I used to be a fan of, public figures, strangers that I thought was gorgeous, or I might have liked the hairstyle, or once again, I did write a movie. And yes, it did have a demonic, supernatural element, but it was just a movie. But I come to the realization that the spiritual world, that part is not fake. Didn't want me to make my own movie with my own script. I can always tell when something is changing. It's people fighting hard with me and for me and with me, and it's people behind my back fighting hard against me every day. Every day. Like, even my circle is so different now. My circle is so different now.